Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC. Today we are looking at another more of a budget vehicle, the Bezgar HP161S. This is a 3S capable, I think like a 1/16 scale 4-wheel drive monster truck, 3S capable. So yeah, Bezgar did send this out for review. We're going to take a look. I have not seen what's inside the box or anything like that. As you can see, we're cracking open all the seals and stuff. Looks like actually I got to go on the side here. This looks similar to another vehicle I have reviewed on the channel, so we'll see if it is exactly the same or not. But yeah, it looks quite similar. It does come in a few different variations. This is the brushless version, and it also comes in a brush version and in like a more of a truggy looking type vehicle or so. So yeah, looking at what's in the box. Little warranty card you can activate. They do say they have like 24/7 support. We shall see. There's a little hotline number you can call. Here is the manual. Actually looks pretty decent. Explains how to use the vehicle, the radio, ESC, installing the battery, and then all the parts diagrams. So exploded. Does not look like any sort of slipper clutch or center differential, which is pretty typical. Here is the motor. I think a 28x45 4-pole motor, brushless motor like I mentioned, and then a bunch of charts. Yeah, so seems like a pretty decent manual with all the parts and numbers and stuff, which is always really important. I think they do make an optional upgrade for the radio. Taking a look at the truck itself. So this obviously comes in the green and blue, what they call the wild version. Nice double A's. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at what's inside this little extra box here, which I would assume is like charger, battery, that kind of stuff, wheelie bar, transmitter. And then, yeah, so here's the charger, USB style, little Phillips head screwdriver. I think it takes about 2 hours to charge the battery. Here is the radio transmitter. Take a look at this thing. Pulling it out of the bag. Small transmitter, you know, definitely more kid size than adult size. Foam wheel, very hard foam. Trigger does kind of smash into the underside here, so a little bit annoying on the full brake side, but that's right. Looks like a different power settings, off 70 and 100%. Steering trim, not sure what this function button does, and then I guess probably 2 AA's. Looks like screw and quick release as well. So very simple transmitter. Looks like a Futaba transmitter to me, but 2 AA's is nice. Included body clips with little pull tabs, which is pretty nice. A little loose, I'd say. Pulling off the body, which is really tight. Feels like PVC. Very thick, actually. Nice body. And then here's the vehicle itself. So monster truck style. It's 1/16 scale, quite small. Seems high quality overall though. Looks very reminiscent of a Traxxas Stampede or Traxxas Haas. Definitely takes inspiration from those vehicles. Quite a bit of toe out there. Aluminum, fully aluminum, oh no, partially aluminum shocks. Looks like the shock bodies are plastic. Caps and adjusters are aluminum. Double wishbone suspension, front and rear. Different arms, front and back. Adjustable steering links. Oil-filled shocks feel quite nice, actually. Fan integrated onto a heatsink on the motor, so that's really nice. Not very common. Even a full-size separate receiver, so that's pretty nice. It's not an integrated receiver and ESC like most of these vehicles. Separate ESC and receiver, so you could switch out the radio, switch out the ESC. No changes or no problems there. The battery is proprietary, quite unique. This hard case style takes a Dean's plug with the balance port, so that's pretty nice that you can actually I think if you use like an extension lead or something, you could actually charge us on a different charger, but of course you can always use the included USB charger. I think it's 1050 milliamp hours. This is a 3S battery, so this thing should be pretty quick. Double deck chassis with the upper brace. It looks like aluminum or steel center drive shaft. No slipper or center diff like I mentioned, so this is full-time four-wheel drive. Does have disc front and rear. Bit of resistance. They don't feel quite oil filled, so maybe they're just grease filled or something. They almost feel like a ball diff actually, but anyways, I think they're just kind of unsealed discs probably is what's going on. Looks like a light bar in the front, so you should have some LEDs. Plastic shock towers, adjustable rear body mounts, but the front are not adjustable. Looks like maybe just two positions. Solid plastic drag link with integrated servo saver there on the servo. So servo is underneath the ESC. Push button for the ESC. I think it's like 45 amps or so. Not totally sure. And then there's your 4200 kV brushless motor. So should be pretty quick on 3S. 4200 is quite high. Definitely should have a lot of power. They claim 40 miles per hour out of the box. We'll have to see. Quick release battery tray. Looks like you could probably run a different battery, but you would need something to kind of prevent it from slamming into the front and running into the bell crank up there in the front. What else is there to say? Bumpers feel very nice. So yeah, this is a pretty high quality vehicle. Definitely a cut above your typical vehicles. Looks like standard, probably 7mm wheel nut. I think it's got 12mm hexes. Yeah, diffs are not a little notchy. I'm not sure why that is. Diffs are definitely a little notchy. Little bit of skid plates here on the sides. Different shock mounting locations on the top and the bottom. And then yeah, that's about it. I'm not sure what these holes are for. Maybe for like a wing mount or something like that. So yeah, pretty high quality looking vehicle. Sells for $200 for the brushless version. I'll have a link where you can pick one of these up on Amazon. They also sell a brush version for $80, which is obviously much more affordable. This is more of their top of line version. But yeah, let's take a look at how this thing actually drives. Definitely would be nice if someone came through here with a weed whacker. Been raining a lot out here in Northern California, and when it's springtime, this is what you get. But anyways, we got the 161S on some dirt, some grass, some weeds, some hills, maybe a couple flowers, and here we are. Definitely got some decent speed, tons of speed. Tons of speed. Got reverse. Insta wheelies. Oh, insane amount of speed. Like, probably drive a little bit on grass to get a little more traction. So tires aren't bad, you know. On dusty concrete. Ooh, that's so great. Entertaining, very fast. Like, I'm only doing like 8th trigger maybe. Because honestly, woohoo. Flippity flip. Sounds like a YouTuber. Okay, this thing is, so it's got no slipper or center diff or anything, so direct drive, which will make it insta wheelie, but a little bit harder to control. Self-riding. Ooh. Alright, we're gonna drive this thing on 50%. %70. Much more drivable. Yeah, this thing is just crazy fast. There we go, full speed on 70%. 70%. Full throttle. Let's try 100% once again. Throttle for a second. Oh. Back to 70%. Alright, well, thoughts on the 161S? Very fast, like too fast, honestly. I think running it on 70% is going to be a lot more enjoyable for most people, because even getting up to full speed is pretty difficult on 100%. Tons of traction with those tires. Again, honestly, too much traction. Car doesn't slide enough, so it kind of insta wheelies on throttle just because it has so much rear grip. It is set up pretty high, pretty tall, and it's quite small, so it does have a tendency to kind of roll over. I didn't do any tuning. Like, I would probably add less toe in. I think a new radio would also improve things quite a bit because there's just no adjustments. You can't set endpoints, and so yeah. And then the throttle linearity and all that stuff's not great. Pluses, it seems super durable. I ran into a pole and some concrete walls and stuff at full speed. Nothing's broken. I have other vehicles with a similar design and they don't really have any issues with durability. So I'd say this thing is durable, crazy fast, decent part support, price seems fair. It's just a little bit hard to drive on 100% power. So I think for most people I recommend running 70%. They get a little more control that way, a little bit better experience. It'll just drive better because it's not trying to like backflip all the time, standing backflip. It's not trying to spin out all the time. Some grease in the diffs or oil. If somehow they could manage to squeeze a slipper or center diff, that would also make it a ton more drivable, because with the locked drivetrain, basically a spool, it's pretty hard to drive with this much power. If it were slower, like you had the brush one or you run on 70%, I think it's okay, but on full speed, yeah, it is quite difficult to drive. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the Bezgar 161S. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons, and look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.